power, courage, and wisdom. Combined, they unleash incredible amounts of energy. But what if only one of these forms of energy was deemed safe in Hyrule? The other two have been outlawed, and anyone using it is banished or punished horribly. There isn't balance in the world. There hasn't been since the beginning. Din and Farore's sacred energy have caused enough destruction and fear that locking away the magic is considered reasonable. There cannot be peace until balance is restored. I am Moxie, and this is Heavy Speculation. The following theories will definitely be more crackpot. As per the title of the series, sometimes there won't be a ton of evidence. However, I feel like the Zelda community needs more fun, speculative theories to chew on. This series is just getting started, so if you're interested in this kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free and it helps a ton. Let's get started. Din, Nayru, and Farore are the three golden goddesses who created the land of Hyrule and left behind the Triforce where they departed. There are three forms of energy that have been prevalent throughout the Zelda series. The energy is the kind of magic used to manipulate objects, teleport, travel through time, corrupt the land, power large machines, and even raise the dead. With the Zelda series feeling like it's about to wrap up loose ends, it only feels right to start connecting the dots. Nayru, goddess of wisdom, created the laws of the world. Wisdom is a theme associated with and represented by the color blue. Breath of the Wild is a game that represents wisdom. To make it through the shrines and the divine beasts, you must be clever. Some of the puzzles in the shrines really had me stumped. I may have had to look up one or two. You're presented with an object and you have to get it to another location. You're given a few elements and you must cross an expanse. There are even mazes which you can outsmart. Some would take me hours to figure out. Even thought-provoking spectacles such as the 7 heroines with the 8th hidden one. Breath of the Wild forces you to think. Use your mind to overcome different obstacles. Another thing to mention, the shrines turn blue upon completion. The Sheikah technology is saturated with blue. To start up the laboratories, you must light the blue flames. Even the hero set given to you is blue. It matches along with the other champions, the Sheikah and the royal family.
That blue is a symbol of the royal family. One that has been passed down for countless generations.
Or, in other words, those that make the laws of the land. The developers intended to consciously or unconsciously associate blue with the story. Blue is Breath of the Wild's motif. This is not the only time we've seen blue represented in the series. In Skyward Sword, time shift stones were mined at Nayru Gorge and transported to Nayru mining facility according to one of the ancient robots. It is clear based on the level design and the archaeological information that these stones had been mined for many years. Hylia ordered these to be mined to set her plan in motion. The Gates of Time were constructed of many cubes of time shift stones, which can be used to create a portal that sends Link back in time. The Master Sword could potentially be crafted partially from this material. As an Ocarina of Time, it is used to unlock the Sacred Realm, but also used to accelerate or reverse time for Link. In addition, the Ocarina of Time is used to open the door to the Temple of Time. According to the Ocarina's in-game item description, this is the royal family's hidden treasure which Zelda left behind. It glows with a mystical light. And, on page 86 of Hyrule Historia, its blue-white radiance brings to mind the time shift stones found in the eras of antiquity, which helps solidify but not necessarily prove the time shift stones as a concentrated magical blue material which can be used to manipulate time. That's not the only thing this energy can manipulate. Wind Waker features the Tower of the Gods. Link uses the Servants of the Tower to complete the level. Link faces Godon at the end of the task to be worthy of the Master Sword. They are both controlled by the blue energy. The Sacred Grove statue puzzle in Twilight Princess lights up with the same color blue. Completing this puzzle gives Link access to the Temple of Time. The Temple of Time deserves its own theory, and you can expect one from me very soon. Blessing the Goddess Sword in Nayru's Flame upgrades the sword's dowsing ability. In context of the game, it's kind of boring and it really just helped finish the level.
I need you to guide my sword. Please. Guide my sword.
When speaking with my partner about it though, he brought up that it's a precognitive ability. I, being the scholar that I am, had to look up exactly what that means. It's foreknowledge of an event, especially of a paranormal kind. He said, you're literally holding out a sword like, alright sword, where do we go? And it tells you. Which, honestly, good point. The sword has an ability that exceeds Link's wisdom, showing him what cannot be seen immediately with the eye. Kind of reminds me of the lens of truth. And I'm really curious about where those ancient flames went, because like these were like the sacred flames, like a goddess or a deity producing like a teardrop, right? Like that teardrop is going to be like sacred. What I think is going to happen in Breath of the Wild 2 is you're going to lose the Master Sword and have to reforge a Master Sword, and then you're going to have to go back and you're going to have to find the ancient flames in the underground tunnels, right? Farore, goddess of courage, created those who would uphold such laws. Courage is associated with and represented by the color green. Tears of the Kingdom is a game that represents courage. There are many new exciting game mechanics, which many of you know. Nintendo filed patents on December 15, 2021, featuring combat in the air and moving through terrain. The second trailer teased a new flamethrower weapon and an ability with his new hand, hinting that there will probably be more uses. With Elden Ring's success, I imagine the game being more combat heavy. This game, Link will be fighting at every turn. There may not be many peaceful places left in Hyrule, but there's one problem. The Bane of Evil's blade, the Master Sword, is damaged badly. There may be some process of restoration involved. The Master Sword was forged using the sacred flames that may still be lurking somewhere around Hyrule. There could be trials designed by the goddesses to access the sacred flames. In a video by Wolf's Link's Shadow, that will be linked down in the description below, he speculates that the trailer for Tears of the Kingdom references a sound from the Sacred Realm. The Sacred Realm leaves you without any defense, and forces you to collect the scattered tears within the various locations. Timing, stealth, and most importantly, courage, are required to overcome the trials. Sidebar: the music is so horrifying. One misstep almost leads to a panic attack. Tears of the Kingdom is already associating the color green. Each teaser we have seen has green scattered throughout the landscape. The Master Sword, and even the logo, the greenish energy spiraling out of the greenish hand. Look, I get it, it might be a little bit more teal, but we are speculating here. The developers are beating you upside the head with the color, so that you know this color is specific to this game. Tears of the Kingdom is lining up a theme around courage. We've seen this greenish energy before. An Ocarina of Time using Zelda's Lullaby sends a lightning bolt down, breaking the royal family's tomb open, giving Link access to the Sun Song. Which, curious considering how Breath of the Wild associates lightning heavily with Farore. However, in this tomb is pools of burning magic acid. Quote, the existence of Sheikah is typically a secret to all but members of the royal family and those close to them. The tribe best fulfills its duty when acting in secret, as the shadows of Hyrule. In eras of war, they are essential agents of the royal family, handling all matters of duties, from combat to intelligence gathering. No matter how dark or perilous the task, they will do what is necessary to keep the kingdom from harm. This tomb was not really about collecting the Sun Song. The developers intended this location to invite speculation. The Sheikah were experimenting with this green energy. Something went horribly wrong, clearly because there are redeads wandering around. To ensure the magic was never discovered, they locked it behind a gravestone that could only be broken with the royal family's secret passcode, which somehow activates lightning. That must be some crazy, powerful magic. Not to mention, in the Ocarina of Time 3DS remake, the texture of the energy was changed to match almost perfectly with the new energy in the Tears of the Kingdom trailer. The interlopers were a group of powerful magic wielders that tried to seize the power of the Triforce. They were banished from Hyrule and sent behind the Mirror of Twilight as prisoners. The Twilight Realm's architecture is wrapped with the same eerily familiar color. The soul energy charges the Master Sword with light that can cut through darkness.
Oh my gosh, is that a Zonai swirl?
I'm getting there. The people of Hyrule turn into spirits that are the same color. With this magic, Minna is able to teleport large objects, such as bridges and a giant magma rock, warping from location to location at any given time, and the Fused Shadow seems to be hypercharged with this energy because Minna is able to pop Zant like a party balloon, with only, quote, a fraction of the power. And this even horrifies her. It is not until this game that we know the name of the energy. Soul energy. Even in Breath of the Wild, there are remnants of this energy in the luminous stones. The in-game item description for luminous stones reads, "This mysterious mineral gives off a pale blue glow in the dark, which some believe to be souls of the dead, may be a concentrated form of this energy. The Zonai are a whole culture that value these stones. These people seemingly suffered a similar fate to the interlopers. This energy all seemingly revolves around one thing, the souls of the living or the dead creatures. But soul energy, when tampered with, becomes a powerful, deadly weapon able to easily collapse Hyrule. Souls of the dead is indeed an interesting choice of words. All of this seems too coincidental. The Redead experiment cover-up, the banishing of the interlopers, and presumably anyone associated with this magic. Another instance of the royal family smothering the magic out of the kingdom, likely to maintain the image and protect the kingdom. The Zonai, Twilight, and those affected during the Hylian Civil War have unmatched magic that could uphold the laws, but also threatens the control the royal family has over Hyrule. There are a few other notable mentions that didn't quite fit in the last sequence. Blessing the Goddess Sword in Farore's flame lengthens the blade and increases the offensive power. Clearly, this is keeping with the theme of courage and combat. In Wind Waker, the statues turn green when Link controls them using the command song. Another instance of statues turning green is when Link uses the Dominion Rod in Twilight Princess. The machine in the Tears of the Kingdom trailer also seems to be controlled by this energy. Din created the earth. Power is associated with and represented by the color red. Others have speculated that there could be a third game. This would make Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom part of a trilogy. I will call this hypothetical game Song of the Spirit. The third game would focus around harnessing Link's power, thus purifying his heart so he can wish the cycle away. It could possibly be focusing the story around what makes the cycle, if we don't already learn that from Tears of the Kingdom. Is there a red energy represented throughout Hyrule? You know it. You've seen it. Malice. Malice is a source of energy known for both possessing objects and people. Malice corrupts and reanimates enemies as well. Throughout the series, most of the enemies will explode into what looks like Malice. This form of energy goes all the way back to Skyward Sword in the Ancient Cistern. Nintendo Black Crisis has an excellent breakdown of Malice and will be linked in the description below. He also theorizes that the pools in the Ancient Cistern are pools of Malice. There are cursed bokoblins, dark keys, and dark Lizalfos, all which can jinx Link. They also drop the greatest lore item in Skyward Sword. The evil crystal's description states, quote, "A chunk of pure crystallized monster malice, often obtained from monsters who possess the power to curse. While these crystals predate demise, they could also be a form of Din's energy. Evil is a natural force of the world." In Ocarina of Time, we are never actually told what Ganondorf wishes. He might have wished for ultimate power, but the goddesses were quite the tricksters. He didn't get actual ultimate power. Instead, all of the red energy belongs to Ganondorf from this point on in the series. If this were true, the ideas surrounding Malice start to make more sense. Another thing to note in this game, he uses waves of darkness so that Navi cannot get close, which resembles Malice. In Twilight Princess, quote, "His abiding hatred and lust for power turned into the purest form of malice. That same evil power passed on to Zant. Ganondorf is able to possess Zelda with his power. In Breath of the Wild, Malice is able to possess different enemy skulls. Nintendo Black Crisis asserts that Ganondorf can see through all the malice. At the end of the game, we fight the final boss. The Japanese translation reads, quote, "The form of Dark Beast Ganon was born from his obsessive refusal to give up on revival." So now we have established 3 energies: red, green, and blue, power, courage, and wisdom. There must be a system of checks and balances in the kingdom for such powerful magic. There is one instance in the Zelda franchise demonstrating this system. In Wind Waker, Din's energy hits Farore. Farore's energy hits Nayru. Nayru's energy hits Din. Almost like rock, paper, scissors. Farore beats Nayru, Nayru beats Din, and Din beats Farore. What if Farore's energy was meant to keep Nayru's in check? This is why the Sheikah and the royal family have worked vigorously to make the green magic a secret. Green beats blue. This is also why at the end of Twilight Princess, even in her most powerful form, Midna isn't able to defeat Ganondorf. Red beats green. This could also be an explanation as to why ancient arrows are able to damage Dark Beast Ganon. Blue beats red. Many of the trials meant for Link to prove himself come in 3s. In Skyward Sword, Link imbues the Goddess Sword in 3 sacred flames. Din's power, Farore's courage, and Nayru's wisdom must be collected before learning the Song of the Hero. In Ocarina of Time, Link pursues the Master Sword, and, quote, "In order to open the door, it is said that you need to collect the 3 spiritual stones." In Wind Waker, Link must collect 3 Goddess Pearls. There are 3 pieces of the Triforce. So what happens when they combine? When the colors red, blue, and green combine in real life, they create white. Speaking in terms of these various forms of energy, what could the white energy be? Force. Quote, "The sacred power the gods gave the world. It's the breath of life itself." Zeldom has a great video about this and it will be linked in the description. The light force is defined as, quote, "A source of infinite power from the heavens that holds the enormous power of the force, which originally dwelled in all things." Quote, "Imbued with the immense sacred power of the force, the goddess sword was transformed into the master sword. The 3 spiritual stones unlock the door of time. The 3 pearls unlock the tower of the gods. All of these quests are for the master sword. The 3 songs unlock the Song of the Hero, which gives Link access to the Triforce. So the Triforce is the force of the 3 goddesses combined. With this, a person who touches it can make a wish. Zelda is the reincarnation of Goddess Hylia. The sacred or sealing power we have seen Zelda use is Force energy. Force is light itself. and is the most powerful of all the energies. To take this theory a step further, what if each of the Goddess Trilogy games conclude each of the timelines? Breath of the Wild ends Hyrule's Decline, Tears of the Kingdom ends The Dark World, and the third game themed around power ends The Hero of Wind, merging the 3 timelines. Many other creators have speculated on the Dragon Run, such as Game Over Jesse. Basically, it's a convergence of the timelines, such as the Netflix series Dark, or where the term Dragon Run originated from, Skyrim. Different dimensions, but at the same time, in each of the timelines. But then there's another game, and it's all about force, and everything comes together in an epic last showdown of light against darkness. Okay, I'm done. This was a fun theory to kick off the heavy speculation series. If you enjoyed watching this video, it would mean a lot if you'd like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.